Skies of Arcadia is easily one of the best things to ever come out of Sega. The entire game is just a culmination of everything that can go right with your role-playing game. The main character is a badass and cool, but not brooding and unlikable. The story is engaging and fun, and the world is so well thought out, with tons of secrets to find, fantastical sights to see, lovely songs to listen to, and of course, sick airship battles. Normal ones too, but I really enjoy the abundance of airships in the game. Overall, it's just an amazing title. It's very, very worth tracking down if you're at all curious. Though like with many things in the world of video games, Skies of Arcadia, or Eternal Arcadia, once looked much different, and had a cancelled sequel thing. So today on Gaming Mysteries, I'll be talking about the beta of Skies of Arcadia and Skies of Arcadia 2. Now, our first look at the game's beginnings can be found in this lovely concept art, featuring our three main characters, Weiss, Aika, and Fina. Weiss at this point sporting different colors of everything, including his hair, and he wielded a giant scythe in addition to his two blades, which is both overkill and really cool. Aika has a vastly different hairstyle, and in some pictures kind of gives off an Amazon warrior vibe. She also used to fight with simply a sword instead of her boomerang thing. And then we have Fina, who looks very generic, but ready for the cold season with that hat and the gloves. From this initial concept, the art style was adjusted to a familiar but more realistic look, which frankly is a tad creepy, but we have realistic Weiss, now without the scythe, Aika, now with boomerang, and Fina, now with cupel. With them all in their final attire, more or less. We then get depictions of other characters in this same art style, such as Gilder, Drachma, Ramirez, Del Loco, Alfonso, and Enrique, with them even changing the color of Aika's hair just because. Though this more realistic look ended up being dropped for something a tad more lighthearted and full of giant eyes. As for the fate of Weiss's scythe, it ended up being given to Piastel, a character exclusive to the re-release of the game. Although, interestingly enough, the Dreamcast version contains unfinished artwork for her flashback scene with young Weiss and Aika, meaning she was initially supposed to appear in that version as well, either in the core game or through some weird downloadable thing because the Dreamcast was way ahead of its time. To segue with unused content though, Skies of Arcadia has some besides those pictures. So, to start, we have a series of unused battle icons, featuring both a young Weiss, a young Aika, some monsters, and a series of early status effect symbols. But those aren't really important. What's really important here are the younger versions of Weiss and Aika. The characters' battle icons imply either some kind of prologue section to the game, or perhaps a playable flashback battle to when the two were kid pirates. I suggest this mostly because in the backstory revealed by Piastel, we find out that Weiss got the scar on his cheek from his first encounter with Piastel when they were both kids, while he was protecting Aika from being attacked. Since Piastel was intended to be in the core game at one point, fights with the party like 4 times, and has backstory on an aspect of Weiss that would otherwise remain unknown, I don't think an additional mock boss battle to start things off would have been out of the question. Early icons aside, there's a number of unused special items, such as the silver crystal, which is interesting because there's a crystal of every other main color in the game, including black, which isn't even an element to my knowledge, but you never find a silver crystal. I suspect it's somehow related to Cupel, though that's only because he's silver, and when he and Fina join your group, you obtain the silver element. That aside, we have a key from Alfonso, as well as what's called Final Weapon 3, suggesting that there was originally to be 3 ingredients for the Vorlich blade. We have a bunch of unused ship-related equipment. 2 cannons, a blaster, gilded torpedoes, flash torpedoes, dragon torpedoes, electro torpedoes, Kazai's gun, which is not a torpedo, along with some unused accessories such as a high torque kit, a dragon deck, an ancient deck, a silver deck, an intercom, which is a system for communicating between decks. Good luck keeping Aika from abusing it is a really good item description, so I decided to read it. There's an expensive wheel, an indoor plant, silencer bombs, electro bombs, magic kits, a heat sensor, and light alloy. There's even 4 unused ship battles for your standard Valiant warship, Valiant destroyer, the Raja and Blah, and Gatataus. The most fascinating aspect of your ship, though, is its value. Throughout the game, as you upgrade your ship, its value will increase, but this doesn't really serve any purpose except for really sad, lonely bragging rights. But originally, Skies of Arcadia was to feature the ability to both buy and sell ships, and maybe even steal other ships if that pirate theme is any indication. though this idea was ultimately dropped with your ship's value statistic being a leftover remnant of the idea. Though that more or less covers the beta of Skies of Arcadia. So with that, we move on to Skies of Arcadia 2. In 2001, it was confirmed that Sega and Overworks were planning a sequel to Skies of Arcadia, with them, at the time, still evaluating a platform. The status of the project was questioned again a year later, around the launch of Skies of Arcadia Legends for the GameCube, with a direct quote saying that they'd love to work on a sequel, but we're not working on it yet, and we don't know what platform we would make the sequel for. But GameCube has priorities since Legends is coming out for it. Now, it's worth mentioning that Legends was initially going to be on the PlayStation 2 and PC in addition to the Nintendo GameCube, but for whatever reason, the PlayStation 2 and PC versions got cut, with the game only being released for the GameCube. For God knows what reason. Though, for whatever their reason, it cut their potential audience for the game by a huge amount in the long run. With that said, in 2004 the sequel had entered its planning stages, yet just a year after this it was said that we had plans, but the other team members are currently working on other projects, such as Sakura Tyson. This means SOA2 is currently on hold, with there still being some belief that the project could come to be someday. Maybe. If nothing else, love for the series remains strong internally, with Vice, Aika, and Fina being playable characters in Valkyrie Chronicles for the PS3 and PC, and Vice repping the series in Sonic's All-Star Racing Transformed. So it's nice to know that the characters haven't been forgotten internally, or externally, hopefully. And hell, if a new Shenmue can get made, why not a new Skies of Arcadia? I'll expect your non-existent Kickstarter to begin next E3, Sega. Good luck. This has been Gaming Mysteries. Thanks for watching. Welcome back to Endslate, where the video is almost over, but not quite. I hope you enjoyed the new Gaming Mysteries on Skies of Arcadia and Skies of Arcadia 2. If you'd like to read up on Skies of Arcadia or Skies of Arcadia 2, check out Unseen 64. And you can also go to the Cutting Room Floor, but I don't think they had an article on this. As always, they're both still fun websites. But on to Endslate information. The first video I'll recommend is the last video I did on this channel, which was a Gaming Mysteries on canceled entries into the Ghosts and Goblins franchise, which was not the Halloween special, I'd like to add. I'm still working on that. But the video on the end is going to be another part of the Resident Evil 4 Let's Play, which I recently finished. It's not all up on YouTube yet, but I actually did finish the game. So, yeah, I'd accomplished something for once on that channel. Technically. Not yet, but you know, kinda. And the middle video will be a, I don't know, a question mark or something. It'll be a video, but I don't know which one. As always, Nico does the art. You should follow him on the social media, and then I also have social media if you'd like to follow me. And of course, if you like the video and you want to like it or subscribe or do anything of the sort, you're free to do so. That'd be cool, but I'm not gonna force you. Next time on Endslate, hopefully it's that Halloween special. If not, it'll be a video, and if not, that Halloween special will be up this month also. If nothing else, it will be a video. A train just went by also. See you next time on Endslate.